Rhythm is life. Rhythm is soul. I say let's get it right this time. Let love unfold.
Making a cup of tea is part of the path. Right? There's nothing, you know, we get this idea that we've got two lives. My ordinary life, where I'm just functioning and going to work and eating and cleaning house or whatever it is that we do. And then there's my spiritual path. And it's, it couldn't be further from the truth. Everything is inclusive. Everything. Like I went through a severe bout of drug addiction. And of course, whilst you're in that, talk about the dark night of the soul. Well, it's dark night of the soul when you're in it and you're trying to get out of it and you find you can't, you know, that's like, oh my God, you know. But every single solitary thing that happened whilst I was addicted to drugs was all part of the end result. So it's not just, oh, I'm on a spiritual path and now I'm doing the right thing. And it's like we're trying to earn brownie points or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my experience anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, did you experience some kind of waking after that dark night of the soul?
It was very gradual. My life did turn around. I had a moment that I knew was the turning point, but I thought it was a turning point to, you know, something even worse. I surrendered. I had a moment of surrender.
Yeah.
And I remember leaning back in a chair going, this is hell, but this is where I am. You know, I wanted to check out, but I felt like I had done that before zillions of times.
Yeah.
And that you wind up having to come back right at the same spot.
Yeah.
So that didn't seem like that was going to be useful. And when I couldn't check out, it was like, oh no. And I leaned back and I remember thinking, this is the worst moment of my life. And inside I heard, this will be your finest moment. And it was like, you have got to be kidding me. And it was the turning point. But it was a very, you know, it seems like I'm very slow, but it was a slow rebuilding of my life in a completely different way. Still practicing the same practice I had had. But eventually I was guided into, just recently, into more mindfulness Buddhist practice than what I was on a kind of a Christian mystical, it was called The Infinite Way by Joel Goldsmith. And that's what I had studied since the 70s.
Okay, yeah.
And so suddenly, new practice, you know, all kinds of changes. My mother passed away, that was helpful.
I shouldn't laugh, but it made me laugh, sorry.
Oh. I mean, she had a very good passing because I took really good care of her, but it took a toll on me. She was living in my house with me.
Yeah.
And my brother had already passed away. My dad had passed away. I was completely alone and I had lost all my friends.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those, and I hadn't read about this in the literature. Everything's supposed to be really, really good. And it was for years, for decades.
Yeah.
And then this implosion, and I thought I had done something wrong, and I think it was something very right that had happened, because afterwards.
So, how long have you been looking at non-duality?
Only since last January.
Okay. So what's your understanding of it thus far?
It's that we are awareness, that we, if my clock is going to chime here, that there is only awareness. There is no person there. And I kind of dropped my other practice because I was being pushed into this. And I just recently saw the parallel. So my understanding is the more we take our stance as awareness and just keep being open to the present moment now, that's the practice.
Okay. So that's your understanding. What's your experience?
I have always experienced myself as awareness. I mean, there's a body that seems to be in this awareness, but from a very young child, I kept experiencing being aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not religious. I wasn't brought up in any specific religion.
Mm.
So.
And what can we say about the experience of being aware?
It just is, and it is now. And it can't be described. I can't see it as an object here. It's just my beingness, I guess I would say. But I don't, and after I say all that, it's like, but I'm supposed to be experiencing love and peace and joy, and sometimes I really do. But it still doesn't seem like what I read when other people say they're enlightened and have that.
Okay. So is there some subtle sense or idea of waiting for the fireworks to go off? Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you for saying yes. Because I knew that was there, right?
Absolutely. And I try to every time it does come up now, you know, but because I went through that long period of suffering, it's like, I've got to do something, you know, so that's lingering on. I've got to do something.
Yeah. Pain can be the catalyst for sure. Yeah. Until you wake up and you realize the pain and the suffering was all imagined. It never actually happened. It seems to be happening, but it's not. In actual fact,
intellectually.
Yeah, in actual fact, it's not. The pain and the suffering is just purely a concept in mind only. Yeah. And the ridiculousness of that is that the content of mind is thoughts. It's only thoughts, yeah, and images, and you know, you can imagine a green apple. We can all imagine a green apple in our head, yeah, but we know that's not a green apple. It's an image of a green apple, yeah. So, if you just look at park the images that may arise, yeah, and just look at the thoughts that arise. Okay, and I'm sure you realise that just happens. Thoughts just happen. Yeah, you're not the thinker of thoughts, and if you were, shame on you. Like some of the stuff that goes on in there is like, yeah.
Well, Michael Singer, I just have to interject. Michael Singer in Untethered Soul says, "You're in there with a maniac."
Yeah, but but what needs to be seen is you're not in there. You're not in there. Describe what's in there with the maniac. Describe that. What is that?
My answer is always I.
No.
I awareness.
No. I's not in there. I awareness is not in there. No. What's keeping company with the maniac?
Well, the only thing I can say is consciousness awareness.
Yeah, no. To be aware of, you need to be separate from that you are aware of. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're aware of thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then awareness is not in there. Okay, look, what we've got to do, what I need to do with you, yeah, just for a moment, is we need to strip back your intellectual understanding. You're going to have to, if you can, drop the intellectual understanding of saying, yes, I know I'm awareness. That's blocking you. Because in your actual direct experience, you do not know that. In your direct experience, you do not know that. You don't. There's still a semblance of a me there. And we need to ascertain, what is that? Where is that? Like you gave it away a moment ago, you know. Sorry, what was that? Say that again, that person, I can't remember.
Michael Singer.
Yeah.
You're in there with a maniac.
Right.
The mind.
Good. Who or what's in there with the maniac? If awareness was in there with the maniac, awareness wouldn't care. Awareness is non-dual. Doesn't have an opinion, doesn't judge, doesn't care, nothing. Like zero. So who's in there with the maniac?
You got me stumped.
Good. All right, so let's go looking for the me, right? Because the truth is you believe that me's in there with the maniac. That's the truth, right? It's not actually the truth, but that's the truth of what we think is happening.
I get that too.
I know. Good. But we've got to park. We've really got to park what your mind thinks it knows, because it'll block you. You won't investigate any further because mind will say, yep, got that, I know that. And then there'll be no further investigation. Yeah. Whereas the reality is mind can't get it at all. It can't experience anything. Just ponder just for a second, yeah? Find anything that a thought can experience and share it with me. Anything.
The screen in front of me.
The thought is experiencing the screen, isn't it? Look more closely. Is the thought experiencing the screen?
No.
What is experiencing this? What is yet the screen is being experienced? True. What's experiencing the screen? Good enough for the moment. You don't know? Great. And just say, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
That is music. When people say that, that's music to my ears. I don't know. You shouldn't know.
And that's good. You stopped it in the tracks.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just have a bit of a look at that, yeah? No, actually, I want you to have another look at that. Find something that a thought can experience.
Yeah.
Can a thought experience heat? Find something. Anything, I don't care. Find something that a thought can experience.
I can't.
Good. Now, what's a thought?
An activity in the mind?
Yeah, be more specific. Yeah, okay, yeah. You've learnt that. An activity in the mind. You've learnt that. What is a thought? From your direct experience right here, right now, observe the thoughts and tell me what a thought is. They're happening now. What is it?
I can't say in words. It's I can't say in words.
All right. Let's just for a moment, yeah, imagine that you're going to have to imagine this. And you're going to have to imagine really hard, okay? But let's just for a moment imagine that all the dialogue that's happening in your mind right now, yeah, your whole backstory, yeah, knowing where you were born and what school you first went to and your first love and, you know, your mum and your dad and like your whole backstory, all of it right up until now, yeah? And any thoughts that may arise now, let's say while you and I are communicating, okay? So let's just for a moment imagine all of that inner dialogue in an instant changes to Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's happening?
I can't understand any of it.
You wouldn't even know that you didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because that would have to come up in a thought, oh, I don't understand any of this. But that would also come up in Chinese. Now what's happening? If that was the case, what's happening now? What's going on?
There is nothing. It's just being.
More basic than that. It's
All I can say I'm experiencing is being.
all right. When you,
present.
if I ask you to say the name or the word rather, house in your mind without verbalizing it, do it now.
I did.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, in my mind.
What ears are listening to that? Certainly not these.
No.
What's hearing that?
Well, I'm going to put this in my own words.
Yeah.
The mechanism that experiences things. The mechanism that...
Okay. So let's do this. It's okay. It's all right. Let's do this. I'll just keep pointing. That's all I can do because you have to see. I can't give you this. I can't.
Right. I understand that,
Yeah.
but okay.
What's the but?
Well, the but is, if it is not consciousness and awareness, then that is all I really do know I experience.
Good.
That
But
beingness.
good. But the problem is, you're right. But the problem is there's a sense of me left still there.
Right. Right.
Now, for consciousness or awareness to fully open up, that me's got to be seen for exactly what it is. And then that will dissolve. And when that dissolves, bah, here you are. See, at the moment, you're getting a taste of awareness and consciousness. It's just a taste, I'm telling you. It doesn't fully get experienced until the complete absence of the me. Doesn't. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so you've got your backstory. You've got your whole life contained in memory, your name, your age, and then your whole backstory, your whole life. Yeah. If you were to experience amnesia right now and forget completely the personal person, where does Patty go then?
Doesn't exist.
Good. So what's Patty?
A construct?
Of? Where's Patty appearing? Seemingly.
Seemingly in a mind.
Good. And how does Patty show itself in mind? Remember what we...
Thoughts, actions, ideas,
Right.
attitudes.
Yeah. So you're aware thoughts just happen, they come and go. Yep. Okay. The patty is also just a pattern of thoughts contained in the mind. Yep. So patty, or this seeming personal me, is the mind.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Are you aware of mind?
Yeah.
It's not you then.
Right. That's right. I see that.
Yeah. Now, let's go back to, just for a moment, amnesia. Yeah. What would happen right now? You're sitting in that chair right now. Yeah. And all of a sudden, there's just the complete absence or complete memory or recall, the complete absence of your backstory. Gone. Don't know your name. The personal self is gone.